Hey everyone, welcome to this session by Intellipaat. I hope you guys had a beautiful day, and in this session, we'll be checking out if you should quit your job. Guys, do not be dumbfounded by the title of the video. Our goal here is to not to get you to quit your job, but to upskill you and to help you find a better job and then assess if you should move on to the new job or not. So before we move on to the agenda of this session, I would like to tell you guys to subscribe to our Intellipaat's YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to stay in touch with all of the upcoming content that our subject matter experts are putting out for you guys. So on that note, let us check out this session's agenda, guys. So firstly, we'll be discussing about the reasons why someone would actually go about quitting their present job. Second, we can take a look at a very nice survey conducted regarding this process, and third, we'll be checking out why you might be considering to actually quit, and then we can check out what's ahead after that, guys. And then number 5 on the agenda tonight is to check out what's trending right now and how you can get on the trend train, guys. And 6, I'll be helping you guys with some further learning if you stick to the end of the video. And guys, it is at this time that I would like to mention, if you're sticking till the end of the video, I have a special coupon just for the viewers of this video, guys. So make sure to stick till the end and have fun on the session, guys. So coming to the first point on the agenda, the reasons to quit your job. Well, guys, the first thing that comes into my mind when someone says that they're pretty much quitting their current job is probably because you either found a new job, that is, you already have active standby offers with you, or that you're already looking for new jobs and there isn't something right with your present job. I hope I am correct, right? So head to the comment section. I would love to have some interaction regarding this topic, and I've had a lot of viewers, a lot of people, even in our Intellipaat's community, coming to me and asking me help about how we can make the process of job switch, upskilling, and enjoying the new job a lot better, guys. So head to the comment section and let's keep it very interactive, guys. So the first point pretty much was that you actually found a new job. Well, if it were to be the right case, then you would be performing some analysis to compare how your new job is actually better than the old one, right? There is a very good chance that you guys got a very good hike, you guys got a very good designation, but you might not have the skills, to actually take up this job, but then you're all excited for the new job, the new hike, and so much more, right? So this could be one situation why you might be considering a new role. And the second reason might be that there is something wrong with your present job, guys. I mean, when you consider any role, any work environment, any job, there is going to be always some professional disagreement that comes into work every single day, probably. You as an individual should be able to differentiate between personal disagreements and professional disagreements, guys. And as I've mentioned, hate can be a very strong word, so let us talk about motivating you guys a little. So waking up on a Monday, if your current job does not excite you, if you do not want to get out of the bed just to get to your job on a Monday, this sounds very, if you think about it, it sounds very not thought about usually. So people do not want to get up on a Monday morning just to rush to their jobs, right? But if you have the right job and if you're excited for what you're about to do, you're about to get 5 or 6 more days of work where you can get into your office, your workspace, you can tune out from the rest of the world and you can give it your best, because at your work it's about helping people, it's about proving your point, and it's about growing yourself and your organization together, guys. So find yourself a job which will make you get out of bed on a Monday morning and keep you excited throughout the week, guys. So if there are some things wrong with your current job, then try to find ways to sort it out in the most professional and the simplest manner as possible, guys. So This brings us to the next point. Next point is pretty much you would want to quit your job if you're going back to school again. By school, pretty much we actually mean you going for further studies. It might be your master's, it might be you earning a doctorate, a PhD program, a research program, and so much more, guys. But when I come across people who think that they absolutely need college to get them a good job, is when I advise them the other way, guys. Because when you come to think about it, you will be spending a lot of money, you will be in a lot of student debt. If you have to get yourself into a very good program at a reputed university, basically to earn the degree in your field of research, guys. So it is not always compulsory that Fortune 500 companies or the top 1% of the companies just hire from these universities, guys. If you have the right skills and if you've got a good start into your career, or you've at least thought about making the switch from maybe a not so good career into the right career, and you have the skills for it, you are trained, you are certified for those skills, then these 1%, the top of the cream IT companies, are here to hire you, guys. So there are a couple of big companies who really do not look at formal education. They just want to look at your skills, your interpersonal skills, your professional skills, and so much more on that front, that they have set a trend, and now the rest of the IT world is catching up with that trend, guys. So if you want to go back to school, I mean, well and good, guys. Education, I always support education. More the education, I find it to be better, because it's good to be a well-learned person in a professional environment, guys. So but when you have to think about the student debt and whatever you're going to carry for the next 5-10 years or more, if it's worth the amount of income that you put in and the amount of income that you pull out, guys, if that sheet balances for you, then well and good. So this might be a reason that you might be quitting your job just to get back to school, guys. When you consider the next reason, this is something which we discussed in our last live session, guys. So if you haven't watched it, I recommend you go watch it as soon as this session gets over, guys. So career change. I've had very close friends who've moved all the way from piloting in a very big airline into switching to a Python career. I mean, when you come to think about it, where is piloting, where is Python, right? So pretty much when you consider how you can go about changing your career, what is good for you, it can be a dramatic shift from piloting to Python, for example, or it can be something as subtle as you're working with C, C++, or Java, but now you're considering this world of machine learning, artificial intelligence, or let's say Python, R, or anything in general as well, guys. So if you're considering a career change, in my opinion, there is a good chance that you would be considering for a different job, or a new job for that matter, guys. So what could be the other reason that anyone would want to part with their current job, guys? Most of the time people say they are unhappy with their jobs, right? It's in my opinion, it is all about going with your gut, guys, because there are some times that you cannot know where you have to go in the future if you're catching on to that point. So you will not know where you stand. You might not have a good clear picture about what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years on the professional front in your life. So you have to trust your instincts on some period, and let's say one day you just woke up and you realize that you are extremely interested in data science, or you're extremely interested in anything. It can be pretty much DevOps, Tableau, or anything for that matter, and you pretty much want to do it, but you are holding back a little per se. If that is the case, then I would suggest you guys not to hold back, because there are numerous sources where you can learn online and you can get certified, and the most important thing is getting the right certificate, guys. We're going to talk about that at the end of this video, but for now I want you guys to know that if you're holding back, from reaching your goals for any reason, I think you should be done waiting, because this is the right time to make a switch if you have to follow your gut instinct. Because guys, you never know when a huge idea comes into picture, right? So all these big Fortune 500 companies had a very small start, and many of those starts are actually accidental. It was just 2 people, 3 people sitting around a meeting with a beer or coffee, for example, and they're just brainstorming and bringing out new ideas. And one guy would have went, okay guys, let's stick to this, and they've made billions of dollars, and they've turned it into a humanitarian, a lucrative business out of just an idea sprouting in one person's head, guys. So if you guys are waiting for the right time, this would be the right time to follow your gut. Do not be worried about the world of programming. It is actually a very easy world, a very tempting world, and a very lucrative world, which means basically that you're going to get very good pay raises. And if you love programming, at the end of it, you will love your day in and day out job, and you will be paid for it, guys. So going with your gut could be one of the reasons why you pretty much would be considering to make a switch in your career or your job, guys. So on that note, we've just talked about facts, right? Now to validate these facts with a particular survey, here's an interesting survey that was conducted by the people at Addison Group. It's called the 2019 Workplace Satisfaction Survey, and instead of explaining what the survey was through, it was basically conducted among employees of various organizations to see where the problem lied with the employees, guys. So I've pretty much put out the result for you guys, so you can be the judge of what's going on. 81% of employees say they are dissatisfied with the current role that they have. So this, in my opinion, either means that they want an entirely different role, and either they didn't trust their instinct to make the move to that, or there are some other constraints holding them back at the current role, and they are not satisfied about where they're going at. Passed over for promotion. Again, 79% is a staggering number, right? So this is the case when people are expecting a good promotion. Probably it might be very soon into their jobs as well, or later in the jobs where they are an experienced professional, but yet someone else got the promotion instead of them. So 79% of the people agree to the saying that they are dissatisfied because they were passed over for a promotion, guys. And what staggered me the most was the 43% number on the next one. Well, 43% of the people say that they are absolutely not satisfied with the entire career path that they have picked up. It might be due to constraints, it might be due to just a short-term interest that they started out with the career, and now they've realized that they do not want to do this for the next 5, 10, 15 years, guys. So the 43% was a really big thing when I was reading about the survey a couple of weeks back, guys. And the other thing is, 39% of the people say that they have direct disagreements with their managers and supervisors on the professional front and the personal front. And this is a bit sad, guys. I mean, this survey is conducted worldwide, or not just one region, but 39% of the people disagreeing with their managers and not being able to solve a problem is something that shouldn't be happening. And if it is, and you are not the cause of it, you are surely looking for a career switch, guys. Upskill and career switch would be my recommendation for you guys. And then you do have to note that 72% of the employees were actually satisfied with the current job they have. I mean, 72 is not a very big number to be happy, because there is still wiggle room for the employees who were not satisfied. 69% was very optimistic about saying that they are either finding a new job or about finding a new role which is actually better than the one that they are in. And then 80% of the people said that they are very likely to start a job search very soon. 80%, guys, think about that. This was in this particular year. This was 2019, which you have to note as well. So a lot of big numbers that we see on the screen are actual people who have been the results of a survey which was conducted by the people at Addison Group, and the numbers are staggering when you come to think about it. What took me aback a little was that people said that even if they just had one very bad day at work, and this day would actually make them think about quitting their job and start a brand new search for a new job. I mean, one bad day at work, I mean, we cannot generalize, guys, because there are so many things that can go wrong, if things are not supposed to happen the way they are. But knowing that one bad day can affect your entire career path is something that you guys, as programmers, as non-programmers, students, senior citizens, and all the wonderful people that we have in our video today should think about, guys. So, on that note, you might be wondering where we can go next, right? Here are some of the famous people that I believe did an amazing job after they quit their career at one point, guys. If you know Jeff Bezos is pretty much the co-founder of Amazon. Amazon is today's biggest e-retailing corporation that exists in the entire world, guys. So when you think about e-commerce anywhere in the world, I think the first name that comes into your mind is Amazon, right? If you're thinking that the start of this idea, this brainstorm, this company was good, well, rethink again, because Jeff Bezos was this person who was actually working at a kitchen in a McDonald's branch in the United States. At the age of 25, he was flipping burgers, but then a positive change happened in his life, that he actually had a chance to get a career in computer science on Wall Street, and this made people and everyone around him think that this was the first sign of success of Mr. Bezos, guys. And basically, he went on to taking a lot of top roles in various financial firms before transitioning into this world of e-commerce, guys. And finally, at the age of 31, Mr. Jeff Bezos pretty much gave us Amazon, guys. He brought Amazon into this world for us. So think about it, from McDonald's to Wall Street to Amazon is a story that we need to look at and be inspired at, guys. So the next person that I want to talk to you about is Terry Crews, guys. So Terry Crews has known to be a very good comedian of this era. He has received multiple accolades, multiple praises for his comedy work on this award-winning show. It's a very funny show. It's called Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm sure most of the viewers, most of the millennials especially, are being in touch with this show, and it's been a great hit because of Terry Crews as well, guys. But what you might not know is Mr. Crews wasn't born into this comedy career that he built for him later, guys. He eventually had a career switch from NFL. NFL is the football league in the country of America. And he basically had 4 full session stints as a defensive player for various teams in the mid 90s. So he went from a professional athlete to a professional comedian and award winning actor, and so much more, guys. So the people, the reviews, and everything around Terry Crews just spray him with a lot of accolades and shower him with praises, guys. And I think we should too, because making a career switch from an athlete to a comedian is something that we wouldn't have thought of, right? I mean, sure, some people might be ready to take that quantum leap, but not everyone at the same time, I presume. So when you think about the next person on the list, it's Mr. Michael Bloomberg, guys. So this person was the CEO and the co-founder of Bloomberg Business, and basically he left the software job. He co-founded the entire company, and after quitting his job, he basically at the age of 59, guys, let us talk about the age. At the age of 59, he went to become the mayor of New York City, and he held this mayor role, this political role, for the next 12 years as well. So at the age of 59, how many people do you know that have made a switch, right? And the people who have made the switch have nothing but success stories to tell, guys. So if you're 10, if you're 20, 30, all the way till 70, 80, to all the viewers, age is just a number, guys. Even in the world of IT, learning never stops. Even in life, right? So even in IT, it's the same thing. Learning never stops, and if you're very good at whatever you're implementing, your earning pretty much never stops until you're retired, guys. Even after retirement, if you've done a great job, then you can lead a very good life. So at the age of 59, Mr. Michael Bloomberg changed his career and decided, enough of software, let me hold the role of mayor of New York City, guys. And this next person, I wouldn't think would be necessary to just put his name, but put his entire career stints on the screen for you guys. Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger was pretty much known to be one of the best bodybuilders of the time, and he's still looked up to by millions of people around the world, guys. He won the Mr. Olympia contest 7 times during his prime age. And then when he wanted to switch a career for the first time, he chose the world of acting. He jumped right into Hollywood, and we all come to know from his very famous movies. One of the best in my personal opinion was the Terminator series, guys. I hope many of the viewers have watched it. If you do not, I would recommend giving it a watch, guys. So he went from a professional bodybuilder, an award winning bodybuilder, all the way to becoming an actor. And not just any actor, guys. He has won multiple awards, not just for Terminator, but for multiple roles in the films that he has participated in, guys. And if you think this was enough for Mr. Schwarzenegger, it wasn't. From Mr. Olympia, he became the award winning actor, and after that, he changed his career to become the governor of the state of California, guys. So think about it, a bodybuilder to an actor to a politician, guys. And he did a very good job as the governor of the state of California as well. So when you come to think about people making a career switch, think about famous people like these, because there might be unsung heroes among us whom I might not be able to tell you, but when you look around, people who have switched from, let's not say a bad career, but let's say they just jumped to what their heart was calling and did it right, have actually got praises around the world, and they have been very happy people, guys. And on that note, to bring you my personal favorite quitting and jumping situation was Mr. Steve Wozniak, guys. For all the people who don't know, there were two Steves for the success of Apple, and not just Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs basically saw the vision of Apple, and he decided to quit college because he thought that Apple could be a very big company one day. But his programmer, his technical guy was Steve Wozniak, and Steve Wozniak had to be convinced by Steve Jobs to actually give up his entire 9 to 5 job, his traditional salary paying job, to come help Steve Jobs actually start up with Apple. And today Mr. Steve Wozniak is a billionaire because he holds the share of a company which is worth over 1 trillion American dollars, guys. So think about this, right from dropping out of a college to embrace your vision, and then quitting your 9 to 5 job to become a millionaire, to become the co-founder of a company which is worth 1 trillion American dollars, guys. So these are the people that we need to look up to, in my opinion, and it's been amazing to read their stories at one point of time, guys. So if you're now here, then pretty much you would be realizing, okay, sure, what's next, right? Guys, in my personal opinion, I think it's always good to have a good look ahead of whatever's coming in the future, guys. And if you think that your current career move, you quitting your job, let's say you do not have an offer at hand and you still chose to quit your job, guys, do not be worried, because at some point of time it might disappoint someone. It might be a family member who is concerned about your finances, about your life, or anything. It is okay to disappoint people if you're on the good path to success, guys. Because if you're worried about disappointing someone, and then just being a shy person, not giving into your goals, not giving into your dreams, is a really bad thing which will hurt you probably 10 years, 15 years, or 30 years down the line, guys. And then I would not say it would be too late to change it, but then it would have been so much better if you had that entire 30-year lifespan of a career which you absolutely loved and wanted to do, right? So lift yourself up lift yourself up and go for your goals, because if you do not stand up for yourself, who else will, guys? I see a lot of communication in our comment section as well, guys. Keep it coming. Let's keep the session a very interactive session, and I hope you guys are enjoying the same. So the second look ahead point that I have to give you is, make sure you have a game plan, because just delving into the unknown in life or in anything is rather gambling than having a proper planned life, if you think about it, right? So if you are to make a career switch from a non-technical to a technical job, well, make sure that you upskill yourself enough that you're ready to tackle the technicalities of your new technical job, guys. Because having this game plan, preparing for it, training for it, verifying that you're there, and then making the switch is so much easier than just quitting your job instantly, and then knowing that you might go nowhere. Again, at the end of it, people will be judging for you. I mean, you should not give heed to all these people that are judging you for it, because today you might be a person without a job. A couple of years from now, you might be a billionaire with an entire enterprise of your own, and a lot of other things, guys. So having a game plan, planning your way, breaking everything down, because if you have a goal in mind, and if you set a date to that particular goal, that is when the goal becomes a plan, guys, when you think about it. So take a second to reflect on that, and I'll grab a quick cup of water, and I'll be back in 20 seconds, guys. So I'm back, guys. I hope you guys took a second to reflect upon what I've said and how you can interpret it and make it useful for your personal lives, guys. And the next important look ahead point would be to update your resume on a daily basis, weekly basis, or monthly basis, depending on how much you're upgrading your skills. Because when you come to think of it, guys, in all seriousness, your family might have known you for 20 to 50 years. Your friends might have known you for 10 years, 5 years, and so much more. There is a good chance that you have never met this interviewer in your life of your dream job. He has known you for 5 minutes, and he has probably read 20 sentences about you in your resume. So this resume, the 1 or 2 page document that you have, would probably be the most important thing if you're considering to switch your career, because at the end of it, you have to sell yourself to the to the interviewer better. And how you can do that pretty much is by having good educational qualifications, or if you do not have good educational qualifications but you do have the skills, then making sure that you take up a certification to prove your skills, learn better in the process, and to grow. And this will help prove to the interviewer that you have actually put down some work, that you're certified by a reputed organization, which will give them an assurity that you've actually done what you say you've done, rather than just posing as a phony person, guys. So make sure to keep your resume updated at all times, and keep looking at your resume to see if you can hunt for something better, guys. Most of the time, in my personal opinion, it is the certifications that add most value to your resume, because certifications these days come along with a lot of projects, a lot of assignments, a lot of sessions where you will be learning so much more than you initially thought of. This is not an overwhelming fact, but an extremely good fact, because if you're learning more than what you actually paid for, at the end of the day, the person providing it is happy, and as a learner, you are very happy, right? So reflect on that, guys. And this should bring us up on what is trending and what you can jump on right now, guys. Because when you look at it, we live in a world of trends, right? It might be fashion trends, technical trends, non-technical trends, and so much more. If there is something trendy, the entire world chooses to jump on it without having a second look. And this is a boon to the world, in my opinion, because something trending, something that you have you have something to look forward to at the end of the day, knowing that it will grow is one amazing fact, and you can just jump on it without two thoughts, guys. So we have covered an extensive video on what are the trending technologies that you should consider learning in 2020. So after the session, make sure you check out our top 10 trending technologies video here at the Intellipaat's YouTube channel to go about learning from there, guys. We've covered everything from 5G technology, natural language processing, virtual reality, blockchain, Internet of Things, robotic process automation, DevOps, big data, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and so much more. We've had to pretty much do a lot of research, and our subject matter experts have put in the time, have put in the effort to pretty much bring you the best of these technologies, the best of the trends for the next year, so you can jump on any one of these trends, get trained for to become a professional in these trends, and you can land those jobs, guys. Pretty much you will be learning and earning and enjoying your career field in your dream company when you come to think about it, guys. So let me give you a couple of trend examples. Consider Python, guys. Python is a very easy to use high level programming language which took over the world when no one expected it to. Because when you look at the overall questions that the major internet based questioning and answering sites get, it was less than 5% for Python, and they've projected for 2020 that there is a growth of overall 15%. The questions we're talking about here is in thousands every single day, if not millions every month or every year, guys. When you think about a 15% jump on 10 million questions, think about the traffic that. Sorry about that. Think about the traffic that these companies, the question answering portals, look at, and think about how Python just grew exponentially from pretty much being a low liar, unnoticed hero, let's say, in 2012 and all the way till 2019 and 2020. And this graph, as per professional surveys conducted, is going to stay on the exponential rise for the next 5 to 10 years, guys. But then you can check out all the other languages there as well: JavaScript, Java, C Sharp, PHP, C++ as well. So all these have been in the trend, have been in the mix, but the staggering growth of Python was what I wanted to highlight to you guys. If you guys are not into Python, you can definitely look at the trend charts for the languages of your choice up in the web, and I'm sure you will get loads of statistical data to prove what I'm telling you here, guys. So another important moment in the world of programming, in my opinion, is when Python actually beat Java to be the most trending technology in the entire world, guys. So basically, if you do not know it, Java was the king of programming languages for a particular duration. And not to badmouth Java, Java is still amazing. I love Java. I usually work with Java when I'm doing my personal learning and so much more. But Java is amazing at what it does, but when Python took over, it was a trend which was set, and the people jumped on the trend, and all these numbers, all these graphs that you actually see on your screen are the literal proof of what happens when you get onto a trend and then go from there, guys. Here is another simple trend chart all the way from 2012 to 2018 and so much more, basically talking about data science, guys. So when it comes to data science, the word seems to be very attractive, very elusive. At the same time, it is very lucrative as well, because a data scientist is paid extremely well, and a data scientist loves his job, guys. It might be a data analyst, a data engineer, a data scientist, and all these roles which come under one umbrella of data science, guys. You might be an artificial intelligence engineer, you might be a machine learning coordinator, you might be a deep learning scientist or a researcher, and so much more. This world of data science has been exponentially rising, and again, if I have to give you my personal opinion as a data scientist, researcher, then I have to tell you that this is going to be on the rise for the next couple of years, and this is a trend which is being set again, and I hope the viewers or the enthusiasts and all of the people around us jump on this trend, make the best use of it, and to see if any of these programming languages, any of these concepts are built for them, guys. So that brings us almost to the end of the session, guys. So at this point of time, you might be wondering about the direction that you have to go to, and if you already have set your direction, then you might be wondering about how you can get there, right? So further learning, as you might have joined in my previous sessions, I have to tell you that I actually push this quote every single session that I take, and I am a stern believer in this quote, which says an investment in knowledge pays the best interest ever, guys. Because if you take a second to look at it, if you haven't, and for all the guys who join my particular live channels and have pretty much mailed me regarding how amazing this quote has been working for them for a while, and they have become learners at our Intellipaat's community as well, guys. So if you guys are looking for more learning, I would like to tell you that you should subscribe to the Intellipaat's YouTube channel. because we have subject matter experts who pick in requests, who check out what the trends are, who do a lot of research and then put in content day in and day out for all the learners out there, guys. And when you think about blogs, in case let's say you're not much of a video person, we have an entire blog, let's say channel set up for you guys, where you can pretty much come and request your blogs and view the thousands of blogs we pretty much already have live, based on the requests that you guys gave, based on the trends that have been set, and so much more. So if you're an avid blog reader, I would suggest you guys head to the Intellipaat's blog channel and check out the content present there, guys, because again, here as well, our subject matter experts, our architects, and many other people in collaboration with big companies pretty much come over and write their content to the best of their ability, so that they can help you learners to the max of their abilities, guys. So on that note, as I promised to you, we are at the end of the session, and if you have stick till the end of the session, thank you so much, and I hope you could take away some good essence from this session. And I hope, I genuinely hope that this session helps you all to get a good, to help you get a very good career path, and then that you actually make the right switch when your heart calls for it and you have the desire for it, and so many more reasons as we discussed in the video, guys. If you joined late in the video, make sure you get to the start and then check out the session before coming here, guys. So this is the flat 30% off on all of our courses. The coupon code on your screen is YouTube30, YouTube in caps and 30 in numerical. So if you're interested to pick up any of these courses, I would suggest not wait a second longer, because again, sometimes you hit a trend and sometimes you miss a trend, and I've shown you all the trends and all the statistics, guys. I mean, there are more trends we could have discussed, but as you already know, it is the right time to get on the train, the trend train basically, and to launch your way into success basically, guys. So go ahead, when you talk to our course advisors, make sure you give them this particular coupon from this session, and they will help you out to pick a course, to help you pick a course which is tailor-made for you, guys. So on that note, you've come to the end of this session. If you have any suggestions, any comments, please head to the comment section below and put it down there. I would be happy to help you out, guys. And if you need any more help with respect to our courses and our content, please reach out to us at the numbers provided on your screen, and you could also shoot us a mail, support@intellipaat.com, for further help as well, guys. And here at Intellipaat, we have an amazing support system, a support channel which is set up, where we have our entire support team standing by 24/7, 365 days of the year, along with our course advisors, to help you pick the right course and to provide after support as well, guys. So on that note, I hope this session helped you guys. Can't wait to meet you all on the next one. Have a nice evening ahead. Thank you.